Hi, my name is Roger Brouillette. I'm here with Access Television, and I would like to updating what we was talking the last time with my friend, with my guest here, Mark Usher. Let me know what was happened for the last meeting.
We had the meeting on Tuesday. The deputy director of options showed up, and it kind of went haywire because all the people wanted to speak. So we gave each person so much time to speak and ask questions, and the people weren't happy with options at all. Like I said last time, they're calling it no options. They're trying to evict people within a 48-hour timeline, which is totally unreasonable. But the meeting consisted of talking to her about the tenant agreements that are being signed, and the things they have in there are just totally unreasonable. So the whole reasoning behind the tenant committee board now is to sit down with options and try and come out with a better tenant agreement that can prosper both tenant and landlord. Right now, what they're trying to do is they're trying to label Ted Khun Towers transitional housing. That way there, none of the people have any rights whatsoever through the residential tenancy board. They're trying to take away all the residential tenancy agreements and eventually have all the people that signed on with BC Housing onto their tenant program agreements, so that way there they can do whatever they deem necessary. And they're abusing the system as far as kicking people out. They're writing down for safety and hygiene and this and that to be able to kick people out without justification. I just dealt with one gentleman. He was being kicked out in a 48-hour timeline, so I advocated for him. I went through every channel possible to keep him from being evicted. They went up and changed his lock on his door with him in the suite. And I told him, I said, don't leave your suite, because if he left, he would have been locked out and he would have never been able to get back in again. Yeah. So I told him, I said, barricade yourself in the suite. I said, don't leave, refuse to leave. I said, that'll give us some time so we can juggle some things and get you a longer stay there and get you a hearing through the residential tenancy board. And so he stayed there. I had the manager of the Ted Khun Towers kick me out of the small building for advocating for this gentleman, because I was overheard telling him on the phone to stay in his suite and not leave. That way there, they can't lock him out of his suite. So because I was advocating for this guy, they kicked me out of the small tower because the manager came and said, who are you waiting for? She said, because I don't live in the small tower, I can't hang out there. I said, I'm waiting for the tenant of 524 to come down and see me so that I can advocate for him because of the wrongful eviction you guys are giving him. And she said, no, you can't stay in this building, you don't live here, so you have to go over to your building where you live. So, I said, that's pretty sad.
So I heard you have text made on your phone.
Yes.
Reading. So can you do that to us now, please? As one person there, she has a problem with them too about that. So.
Yeah, like the person who sent me this email, she's talking, I'm just waiting for my phone to get it up. Yeah. She's talking about how we have similar situations and that options is giving an abuse to the people there, and they don't want people standing up for themselves and speaking against them because it makes them look bad. Like I said, the deputy director was at the last meeting, and everybody there was telling her she's a liar because she didn't know about the tenant agreements, certain things on the tenant agreements. She didn't know how to explain it, and she said, I need some time to
Just read it.
Here it is here.
The email.
She's talking about to me. She says, Mark, you and I come from backgrounds that I have reason to believe were similar. To have ended up here in this environment has given me reason to believe that our lives are in grave danger, and in stating that we are elders of a generation of very hardworking families. To be treated like we are is, in my opinion, devastating. Not only do we live in extreme poverty, but we are suffering neglect and abuse in our own homes at the hands of supposedly educated government employees who have been trained to do the job of assistance and guidance and support when required. We receive nothing but notices and eviction forms. We are expected to keep our homes in good condition. We wait for a lot of us years to have simple repairs completed. The condition of the people that are in so-called positions to assist us instead abuse our lives and safety by negligence. We are ignored and sneered at and brushed off. We are coming together and voicing our opinions. However, we, in our attempts to be able to voice our concerns, unfortunately, we're met with more abuse. Psychology, verbal, and the assistant director of the nonprofit organization Options, how very undignified, unprofessional she was. The woman has no idea of the detrimental effects, belittling all of us and what she had to say. Her treatment of the tenants that reside here are deplorable. Obviously, she doesn't know how to deal with the situation. It horrifies me to think that this is what future generations, and she stopped there.
So that's a very important problem we have down there. So that's one of the problems we have there.
Yeah.
So we have more than one problem like that, but they don't want to come from the camera, because if they come on camera, they will be scared to be kicked out, like that person, and that's all. We have lots of elders there. They have a problem with that, same kind of problem with that.
Well, the thing with Options is what they're doing is they're trying to label it transitional housing so that they fall under the Innkeepers Act instead of a Residential Tenancy Act. They fall under the Innkeepers Act, which is what a hotel falls under, which is a day-to-day rental, not a month-to-month or year-to-year. There's no agreement, no nothing in an innkeeper's ruling. So that's what Options is trying to do is they're trying to protect themselves as to be able to kick people out whenever they want, however they want. And, you know, because people are in poverty, they're being stigmatized and marginalized, yeah. And they feel they're in a fight or flight mode where they feel they can't do anything, so they're gasping for air to get help. And since I moved in there, and I've only lived there since December, I moved in and I was shocked at the treatment of the people there and stuff like that, so I stood up. And if they want to kick me out for standing up and speaking for rights, for people, for seniors, for poverty, for whatever, then they can kick me out. I'll take it.
Do we have an email that they can contact with you? So that's why I want to try to explain how the thing happened. Can you give me that email to contact with you?
Yes, anybody who wants to get a hold of me, that wants to help out or help advocate for the people that are being stigmatized and marginalized, the email address is advocacytedkhun@gmail.com. And that will come directly to me. And we need all the help we can get. We need all the help that people want to give us. We want to stand up and help the people, because there's a lot of seniors living there that are being kicked out.
Okay, so thank you, Mark, to be there today with us again. And my name is Roger Brouillette. I'm here with Access Television. If you like what we say and want to do it now, call us more than one time, and that will be okay for us to understand everything. See you the next time.